Hi, this is Sarah from the homeschoolsearch.com, and today I want to talk to you about why shopping for homeschool curriculum is so confusing. So, I think the first reason that shopping for curriculum is so challenging is that each curriculum is like its own culture or its own language. You can't really compare apples to apples. One curriculum might be divided by subject and grade, like we're used to in a traditional school. Another curriculum might take history, language arts, art, science, maybe not science, and combine it into one super subject. So you're now buying one larger, sometimes more expensive curriculum to cover those subjects, and then you're adding math or science to it. So when you go searching for third grade history book, one curriculum you're going to find a book that's just for history, and then the other curriculum you might find that it's not just history, it's history and it's language arts and so on. So there's no way of comparing one curriculum directly against another. They are all so different. Another reason that homeschool curriculum can be confusing is you've got, in my opinion, two main types of curriculum as far as who the curriculum was written for. So you've got curriculum that was written for a traditional school classroom, usually a Christian school. And so usually this is like a company that's been around for decades. And now that homeschooling has become so much more popular than it had 20, 30 years ago, they now sell that curriculum to homeschoolers. Sometimes they've modified it a little bit. Sometimes they haven't modified it very much. So you might be reading through your teacher's manual and it will say, have the class stand and form a line, and you're thinking, I have one student in this grade. I don't have a class to do this for. So you're having to kind of edit the curriculum as you go. It really just depends. So you've got the curriculum that was designed for a traditional classroom, but they are willing to sell it to homeschoolers. But it was written by people who have a passion for traditional classroom education. But it's different than curriculum that was written by homeschoolers for homeschoolers. With that curriculum, you'll see more things like maybe it's based on a 4-day week, allowing the family to participate in a co-op on that 5th day of school. You'll also see things like the curriculum understands that there's a family unit sitting down to work on it. So you might be trying to combine some of your children that are similar in grade level so that you're not having to teach 5 subjects across 5 different children and 5 different grades. You can try and combine some of those subjects as well. So I like how homeschool curriculum understands what makes homeschooling unique and different from a traditional classroom. Often these are like former homeschool parents turned curriculum writers, and it's a great trend. So until you understand that, it's confusing. And if you're coming from maybe a public school education yourself or a Christian school education, and you start shopping for curriculum, seeing these differences, it's really hard to wrap your mind around. So you've got curriculum that was written for a traditional classroom being offered to homeschoolers, and you've got curriculum that was written by homeschoolers for homeschoolers. So you've got those factors to consider as you're shopping. Now you come to different educational philosophies. So you've got classical education, Charlotte Mason style education, unschooling. There's just so many different ways to homeschool, which is wonderful. If you want to have a certain experience in your homeschool, you can have that. There is a curriculum out there for you. I really believe that there's a curriculum out there for just about any need, any preference. There are so many choices. But because there's so many choices, it's also really overwhelming. Some families may find one curriculum that they absolutely love and they're going to stick with it for all their kids and it works beautifully. But I find more and more homeschoolers, at least at some point, they're saying, okay, what was working isn't working anymore. We need to switch it up. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about homeschooling is that that's an option. It doesn't have to look the same way year after year. And for every child, it can be as unique as you would like it to be. Now let's talk about where to find homeschool curriculum and why that can also be confusing. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm kind of an Amazon Prime sort of mom. If Amazon sells it, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to research it to death and I'm going to read all of the reviews and I want to see people's pictures of what they've bought and what they've done with things. And then you come to homeschool curriculum and you realize that Amazon doesn't really sell it, or at least not very much of it. They might have a little bit here and there, but you're not going to find all the subjects, all the grades with a certain curriculum company. And if you do, it's probably from a third-party seller. The price is always going up and going down, and you never know what it's going to be. And one day you think it's a great deal, and then the next day you realize it's not. You can't do your typical, if you're like me, an Amazon mom, you can't do your typical read tons of reviews on Amazon and figure out what you want to buy. It just doesn't really work like that with curriculum. Now, there are curriculum sellers online that do sell curriculum, and they have 40,000 homeschool products, which is awesome. I am so thankful that there are 40,000 homeschool products out there. That gives me so many choices for my children. But as a newbie, especially, and even now, having homeschooled for many years and being a homeschool grad myself, I look at that and I think, I don't need 40,000 things. I just need this one thing, or I need to see what my options are for this subject that my child's really struggling in, and I feel like we need to do something different. It is so overwhelming. You're still trying to figure out different styles of curriculum, educational philosophies, and now you have to just kind of filter through the actual purchasing experience, and it can be very overwhelming. There's almost too many choices. And then you also come to the thing where, say, for example, a curriculum like Abeka that has a lot of supplementary resources that are a part of their curriculum. You can buy the entire third grade package for Abeka. That's all the subjects, all the materials, everything you need. But then you have other choices like, do you just want to buy one subject? Do you want to buy just the language arts program from Abeka? Do you want to buy just the student books because your friend gave you an old copy of the teacher's manual, so you only need the student resources? Or you see that flashcards are part of that program and you think, I already have flashcards. I don't need to buy more flashcards. I can save some money on this. Well, now you can piece together that program. So if you search third grade language arts curriculum on one of these larger curriculum websites, you're going to find the package of third grade language arts curriculum. Then you're going to find that like the 13 different supplementary resources that are available as part of that language arts program, they're also available individually and in different package groupings, and that's all going to come up under third grade language arts. Plus, you're going to get things like Sunlight, which is a literature-based curriculum, and it has what's called a spine, which is kind of like their theme for the year. And so you're going to get the main core components of that curriculum for language arts coming up as an option. Then you're also going to get all of the independent readers that go along with that coming up as separate options. And pretty soon, you've got 40,000 homeschool products. And you're going, which one am I supposed to buy? Which one's the curriculum? I'm seeing like a bunch of independent readers that I could give my child to read that maybe we already have on our shelves. It's a big purchase. And then mentally add to that the mom guilt and the mom thoughts of, I have to get this right. I have to get this right. I can't screw up my children. I have to get the right curriculum. Maybe you've got family members kind of breathing down your neck saying, you better do a good job of this, critiquing how you're doing it. You've got a limited budget. You might be under a deadline because you decided you're going to homeschool the week before school started. And you've got all of these things weighing you down, and it's very overwhelming to purchase homeschool curriculum. And it's expensive too, so you don't want to get it wrong. The other thing that's challenging about buying homeschool curriculum is that a lot of the curriculum is privately published, I guess is how I would describe it. It's not under the banner of a larger curriculum company. So if you want to buy My Father's World curriculum, for example, you might go to the My Father's World curriculum website. But you can also buy it from certain curriculum company websites, and you might find a few pieces of it on Amazon here and there too. But then you've got another curriculum like The Good and the Beautiful. And as far as I know, you're only going to find The Good and the Beautiful curriculum on The Good and the Beautiful's curriculum website. You might find people talking about it or reviewing it in other places, but you're not going to go onto a site like Rainbow Resource or ChristianBook.com and find The Good and the Beautiful's curriculum in those places. So sometimes you run into the issue of you are looking for something in a homeschool curriculum. You really don't know what's going to be the right fit, doing your research on some of these larger curriculum websites, and you don't even know that there's more out there than what's on that site because those things are being sold only through the company's website. I've been in the homeschool community for over 25 years. And just the other day, I was at my daughter's ballet lesson, which meets during the day. It's a class primarily for homeschool children. So a lot of us moms will sit in the waiting room and discuss curriculum while we wait for our daughters. And some mom who's got kids a lot older than me, she's been doing this a long time. And she started telling me about this curriculum that she just absolutely loves. And she told me the name of it. And I was like, is that new? I've never heard of that before. She's like, no, I've been using this for 20 years. It's my favorite. The name of the company didn't sound anything like a curriculum company to me. It sounded like the name of a Hallmark movie or something, explaining how it's literature based and it's kind of like Sunlight, but it's not. And it's all these different things. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, I wonder if that's like some kind of little mom and pop product. I don't know. I was envisioning something with very amateur early 90s type products. And so out of curiosity, I got home and I searched the name of the company and found this amazing website with amazing curriculum and all these things. But here I've been in the homeschool community for 25 years and I've never once heard of this curriculum. So there isn't a good place for you to find all of your options in one place without like totally getting information overload, getting bogged down, getting confused. You also now will run into the issue of which is the right curriculum for your family, for your child, because there are so many different ways to homeschool. Homeschooling isn't just one educational option. It's 100 educational options. It's as many different choices as there are homeschool families because every family is going to do it a little bit differently. And you should make it fit your needs, your child, everybody's learning style, your family structure, because you can. And there are so many options now to help you do that. So you might find yourself researching online, reading reviews, reading different blog posts. And a lot of those resources come from people who are really passionate about that one curriculum that they found that made all the difference for their family. And if that's all you read, again, you're maybe reading information from the company directly, which obviously they're going to be really passionate about the curriculum that they sell. And rightly so. You wouldn't want to buy curriculum from somebody who's like, oh, hey, well, it's okay. If you like it, if not, no big deal. But they're really passionate about that. And if you read what they have, I know for myself, I love all the curriculum. Like, give me all of it. If you start describing how awesome your curriculum is, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Give it to me. I want it. But I can't do 10 different curriculums all at once with my kids. They would hate me. You're hearing somebody else's perspective on it, and they are so passionate and so excited about this curriculum because it is awesome. And you start to think, this is the only curriculum I can possibly use and turn out well-educated, well-rounded humans. But it's not. That curriculum's awesome. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's great. I really don't know of any curriculum, to my knowledge, that I would be like, oh, no, don't use that. That's bad curriculum. It's just that some things fit some people and other things fit other people. We don't all want the same type of mattress. One person likes a soft mattress. One person likes a hard mattress. Like, we all want something different. And that's what curriculum is too. Only you've got that added mom guilt pressure in the back of your mind of, I better get this right. I'm going to script my kids for life, right? So to sum up, homeschool curriculum is hard to compare one choice to the next. They don't really add up equally. They're just really different. They're constructed differently. You can't compare apples to apples. Homeschool curriculum is hard to purchase. Not that you can't find it, but you just don't even know what you're looking for. You never heard the name of it. You don't even know that that's the one curriculum that would make all the difference in your life and in your child. So there's not one good place that brings a consolidated list all together. And then it's hard to get an unbiased third-party outside perspective about what's going to be the best curriculum for you, because anybody you ask who's very knowledgeable about curriculum is already really passionate about one or two or three curriculum options. And that's great for their family, but it might not be what's right for your family. If you've got different personalities and needs at play than what they have, the perfect curriculum for them might be an absolute disaster for you. So all that to say, here at thehomeschoolsearch.com, we're here to help. We've really taken some of those needs and some of those pain points for shopping for homeschool curriculum, and we've brought it together into one site that's going to make the homeschool curriculum experience simple, organized, less overwhelming, unbiased. And I hope that you'll join us over there and see what we have for you and see if it can be helpful in your homeschool. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.